Man, that's so cool. You just spent $300 on these groceries? I'm gonna charge you for the bag, too. What do you mean that's ridiculous? You have a job, it's fine. You don't have a job, well, everywhere is hiring. Just go down and apply. Oh wait, you can't actually go in. We don't have physical applications anymore. Fuck a piece of paper. Go online and sign up. And in fact, if you send us an email, we maybe will get back to you in 5 weeks to let you know that it didn't work out. Sorry about that. You're stressed out now. Bummer. You should go home and watch something to try and relax. Oh wait, but that subscription's gonna be $15 a month. Oh wait, you wanna even use your TV or use your phone or pay bills or do anything for that matter? You're gonna have to pay Wi-Fi, and that's gonna be $60 a month. Actually, in fact, you wanna live somewhere? We're gonna start at $1,300 for our bare minimum. A month. 1,300 plus. Imagine more than that. Good heavens. Why would we ever want to pay anything less than $1,300 for a studio apartment? Wow! You wanna do anything? You wanna cook on that stove over there? Oh, but don't leave it on for too long. You can only cook for 2 minutes at a time because each minute it's $10. Oh, you wanna be warm at nighttime? No. No. By the time you wake up, it's gonna be cracked up to $100. Oh, God forbid we do anything without getting charged. I'm breathing right now. Each breath I take, I'm getting charged a quarter.
How is the rent for 31 days the same as the rent for 28 days? Bro, where's my change? And then the lease renews in February, which means you just went up on my rent. So I'm paying you the most for a month that ain't even got enough days in it.
Many of Americans are drowning every day, struggling so badly to keep up with the high cost of living and the never-ending bills that won't stop going up while having paychecks that refuse to rise. And for some, it even gets lower. These TikToks aren't just rants. They're people breaking under pressure, people realizing that the system they were promised, work hard and you'll be okay, doesn't work anymore.
Here I am. It is 11:45 at night on a Wednesday. I'm sitting on my fucking bathroom floor because I feel like I'm going to have a literal mental breakdown. How are people surviving? How are we doing this? Like, single people specifically. Single people in their late 20s that live in a city. How the fuck are you surviving? Tell me. Please. I am 27 years old. I live on my own in Philadelphia. I'm a woman. I went to school for 5 years. I have a bachelor's degree in digital marketing. I owned my own business for 9 years on top of that. And one, I can't find a job anywhere. I'm trying to utilize my degree. Can't find a job anywhere. I've been applying for months, almost a year. Can't. Nothing. Two, I'm struggling while living on my own. Struggling. Like, I can't even put food on my table. I can't even afford my bills. I'm playing bill roulette every single month. Savings, don't know her. Cushion, emergency cushion, don't know her either. I'm at a loss of words. How the fuck are people doing this? I'm on the fence, and I've essentially made the executive decision that when my lease is up, I have to move back in with my parents just to play catch up. Just to play catch up on debt, just to put money in my savings again, just to re-regulate my fucking nervous system. Because being in constant financial distress destroys your body, destroys your emotional sanctity. I'm in a constant mode of fight or flight, wondering if I'm going to make enough money to get by and survive and not get evicted from my apartment, or I'm going to be able to feed myself. Just basic human necessities. With my chronic pain, with my chronic symptoms, my chronic health issues, this is just like fucking poking the bear. It's poking the fucking bear. Being in a constant state of financial instability is horrible for your mental and physical well-being. And if you already have something baseline that is wrong with you health-wise, this is just like adding fuel to the fire. I feel like I'm gonna throw myself off a cliff. Like I can't even enjoy my life. My best friend gets married this year. Like, and she's going through, is having the most amazing thing happen to her. And I can't even emotionally be there for her because I'm struggling so much financially. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. And the fact that I have to move back in with my parents, and that is something that I've come to terms with, fucking sucks. I don't care what anyone says. It fucking sucks. I'm going to be 28 years old. Did I think I would be here? No. And I know the universe is laughing at me. Like, you can't actually make a plan. I understand that. We have no control over anything. But what the fuck? This fucking sucks. Okay? Why is nobody angry? I'm fucking mad. I'm mad. Like, it's not like I'm out here, shopping spree, traveling, getting my nails done, getting my hair done, drinking every weekend, can't afford my life. No. I haven't got my hair done. Look at her. What is that? And God knows how long. Nails? No. I don't drink. I don't drink alcohol already. I don't go out and drink. Haven't traveled since 2019. Haven't bought any new clothes in years, which is fine. Better for the planet. That's fine. But I'm not spending nothing. Everything I have, I've had. Like, and I still, God forbid, my shampoo and my body wash and my toiletries all run out at the same time. Oh my God, I'm impoverished. Like, I can't even afford to do little things. It's so expensive being poor and not having money. I have to split my rent up and use Flex for rent. Split it up half and half. Because I can't pay it all at once. What the fuck is that about? What is that about? And I work full time, by the way. And I've been trying to get a second job, which is horrible for my body. Horrible for having a chronic pain condition. But this is just, it's a revolving door. It's a revolving door. I'm in constant pain, you know? And the constant pain allows me to not get a second job after working 40 hours a week, get a second job. When I don't get that second job, then I don't have money to put food on the table. Then when I don't have that money, it stresses me out. And then it fuels to the chronic pain, and it's like back and forth. Like, it's never ending. It's never ending. And I have to move back in with my parents because I need my body to settle. Like, this is crazy. You know, I even if I were to move into another apartment at the end of the year, my credit score is it's absolutely tanked from not being able to pay my bills on time. Destroyed. I don't have 3 months rent. I don't have first, last, and security deposit for a new apartment because that's what they all fucking require. I don't have that. God. Savings account? Don't know her. Safety cushion? Don't know her. I did. I had a really great relationship with her, actually, and now that's severed. And look where we are. Now we're sitting on a bathroom floor talking to a screen. Like, do you think I'm mentally well? Absolutely not. I plan to go back to nursing school. You know, I want to help women. I want to advocate for women. I want to be a nurse. I want to work in the gynecology realm. That's something that I hold near and dear to my heart. But do you think I'm going to be able to get through nursing school and pay my rent and work full time and remain mentally stable and my body calm down? No. No, one of those things has to go, and unfortunately, it's the thing that I don't want to go, and that's living on my own. And that's just more independence that I hold near and dear to my heart stripped away from me. Like, I love living on my own. This has been amazing. Like, it's been everything to me. And I just know in my soul that I'm not going to be able to continue doing it and remain healthy and be able to reach my goals, at least for this time period in my life. And it's extra hard for single people. I don't want to hear it. Oh, it's hard for everyone. No, it's extra hard for single people. People that don't have a roommate and don't have the ability to find a roommate. I know how it is. I know it's hard. It's hard for me. I don't have a partner that I can rely on. I don't have rich parents that I can rely on at all. They open up their home to me and that's what they can do. I don't have anybody to rely on. I don't have a roommate that can help pick up the slack and carry me for a little bit. I have nobody. I have me. And I feel like I'm letting myself down here. And that sucks. And there's a lot of shame and embarrassment in that I just did not want to face. But unfortunately, I've gotten to the point where I have to surrender to it. If you are struggling and you're in your 20s, your late 20s specifically, if you're in your late 20s, single, and you're struggling, and you're living on your own, I see you. It's different. It's different when you're approaching 30 and you're not where you want to be. I'm not talking about early 20s. That's different. That's a different realm. Late 20s specifically. Because I'm 28, moving back in with my parents. And that's just like, not something I ever really imagined that I would be doing at 28 years old. But here we are. I don't know how I'm going to get through this, but I think I'm going to start filming it more. This has really helped talking about it, and I know I'm not the only one alone that is alone in this. I know I'm not. We all suffer from a little bit of chronic uniqueness, and I'm really forcing myself right now to let that go because I'm not alone in it. So here's my journey, and if you listen to this whole thing, thanks for listening, because this period of my life is not going to be my favorite, but I think it's going to be the most necessary. So I'm going to finish out the year strong in my apartment and love her and relish in her, and then I'm going to have to move forward without her.
I have no idea how the average person can afford to live in 2025. If you were working an average entry-level job, what are you supposed to do? I walk outside, sneeze, and spend $300. I live in Miami, and if you were even relatively outgoing, you go to dinners and get drinks sometime, you can blink and spend $10,000 on random bullshit in a month. I don't know if people are just drowning in credit card debt, and then you have these boomers telling the younger generation, oh, just buy a house. Bro, I live in not even close to the nicest apartment in Miami, and I'm paying $6,300 a month. If I wanted to buy a house with a backyard, that shit's $4 million here. Outside of becoming an entrepreneur and making millions of dollars, or literally just inheriting wealth, what the fuck are you supposed to do? I don't mean to sound out of touch. I just feel like our generation is cooked.
I am literally to the point of life where crying in, my parents' car, literally begging God to intervene. Literally, what is going on? What is going on? Literally sitting there being do you want me to be homeless? Is that the plan? What is the reason? And I'm genuinely losing it. I've applied to a bunch of grants and scholarships. I've applied to jobs. I leave to go back home to Spain on Sunday. I started trading, and this week has been the past 2 weeks have been absolutely horrific trading weeks for me. And I'm sitting here, I'm I don't know what else to do. And I genuinely don't have energy to put into other things. I open my laptop to look at opportunities, and I'm literally just so drained that I'm I don't have energy to even look at these, or type, or do anything. And the research lab job that I was supposed to start in January in Barcelona, I had to find a grant for it to be able to get paid, and I haven't been able to find a grant, so there's no point in me doing that because I would just be working for 6 to 7 hours in a lab a day, not getting paid. So then there's that, and now I'm just fuck my life. Post horrible trade day breakdown.
When people keep working their hardest, putting in the work, did as they were told to, and there's no result. That's why this question, what is the point of all this? What are we even doing all this work for? Starts to increasingly be asked by many people. You're told to budget better, work harder, stay positive. But how do you budget when there's nothing left after the bills? How do you get ahead when every step forward is met with another increase, another fee, another unexpected expense?
Americans are giving up because we have no incentive to keep going. There's no jobs. There's no jobs. There's a shit ton of student debt. The depreciation of our degrees happened like that. Nobody can anticipate what the job market's going to look like. Nobody can anticipate what civilization is going to look like with the boom of AI, with the collapse of the climate, with the economic collapse, with the dismantling of human rights and civil rights that were already under attack. There's just no way to plan and predict your future. Nobody can buy a house. Nobody knows whether they have the security to start a family. Nobody knows where is safe. Nobody knows how to establish their goals and how to enact any action upon those goals. People don't know if to leave. People don't know how to leave. People don't know where is safe to go. There is so much upheaval. This is the death of an empire, and this is the death of all of the ways we were taught to imagine our lives unfolding. So that is a very terrifying thing, and I think people are going to respond, obviously, in an array of ways, but the ones that I'm really seeing are complete denial while looking right at it. And I mean that to say that people are registering the disruption, and these are for people who haven't had their day-to-day fully dismantled yet because of this. But I've seen this like in people who are pretty like decently well off, but still like, you know, everyone is vulnerable to what is happening. But to the you know, kind of lower, like to lesser vulnerable people, they're kind of just tuning it out because it's too much, it's overwhelming, and they're going on as though these systems are still going to be going on. They're still putting money into their retirement savings. They're still trying to figure out if they can invest in a house. They're still tracking when they, you know, are going to get married and have their babies and all that, you know. People are wanting to fight to carry on as business as usual to maintain the facade of normalcy, which again, normalcy is rooted in corruption. So it isn't doing anything to quote unquote keep the peace or stay safe. In fact, I think that's deepening the violence, because the corrosion that we're seeing right now in society at large is because of these systems having been set up to fail. And we're seeing that because people go without consequences. That's what I mean by corruption, exploitation. There are not consequences for horrendous deeds, and we are not meant to be witnessing, you know, a G-side every day. Nobody can take that, and we're not even just witnessing one, we're witnessing multiple. And people can't handle that. Our minds aren't, a lot of our minds don't have the elasticity to fit that all in there. And then and especially in America and the Western world, people aren't feeling their feelings. People don't know how to feel their feelings. People don't know how to make room to process their emotions. People can rationalize their emotions. People can suppress their emotions. People get trapped in the cyclical people get trapped in the denial of their feelings, all of these things, because it hurts to feel your feelings. Sometimes it hurts to feel these feelings especially, but it's gonna But the only way out is through, and that doesn't mean the pain goes away, but that means you can turn the pain into something else. You can work with the pain. The pain will mobilize you. But if it immobilizes you and you don't persist through the feeling and move through the feeling of it, you're going to be immobilized. And I'm not saying like this is like a flip a switch, like this is a practice. This is a practice that we all have to keep doing, that I'm constantly doing. How do I feel my feelings without completely losing my sanity to them, you know? And I'm not saying that I know how to do that. I'm just saying that we have to practice. So yeah, Americans are giving up because giving up is what is instinctive, you know? And it's quite rational to do so. And I think, you know, we don't have, again, the foundation for community support, for mutual aid. That isn't built in systemically. And we're seeing that within our generation. Generation Z is very much, you know, into destigmatizing mental illness, very vocal about mental health, very vocal about queerness, very vocal about human rights. You know, all of this. People, I think a lot of it stems to, as well, confrontations with mortality, because white supremacy is the fear of death. And I can make a whole video on that as well. But anything that enforces hierarchy, enforces subjugation and control, is to assert control over nature, which you can't do, because we are humbled as human beings by the natural world. We do not reign it. We do not rule it. We can help it, but instead we're actively destroying it. It makes no fucking sense. Okay, I'm getting deterred here. But all that to say, yeah, Americans are not okay because Americans should not be okay. None of this is okay. And Americans are disturbed because Americans should be disturbed. This is all very disturbing. So yeah, I'm not saying to just like wallow, weep, or whatever, but I am also saying to feel your feelings, and maybe that's what that's going to look like for you for a while. I don't know, but we all have to get to the other side of it. We can't stay in the stagnant, idle, apathetic, you know, weird kind of automatic going through life, playing a part in a play that isn't going on anymore. That storyline, it just doesn't exist anymore. There's no audience in that room. You're going to keep going and you're performing for an empty room. Hopefully that makes sense within the context of what I'm talking about. We are living lives and preparing for lives that are built within worlds that do not exist anymore. So how do we recalibrate from that? Step 1, acknowledge it. So that's what this is. And I think step 2, broaden your imagination. And that does not mean, and that means gather information. That means expand your consciousness, your capacity to feel, to connect, to be actionable and involved. And that also means imagining beyond these limited systems, imagining beyond, you know, all of these kind of archaic ways of being that are extremely unnatural and destructive. Imagine beyond that. Know that's possible. And then I think step 3 is a unified action. So let that begin with individual action. Find ways to be in unity with other people. And throughout this, you need to mend your mind. You need to be taking care of yourself. You need to know that there is another side to this all-consuming grief. And it is all-consuming grief in action. That's what it is. And that's what love looks like, by the way. That's what it means to love. So Americans are giving up. I don't need y'all to give up. I need y'all to give in. Give the fuck in to that feeling, to that pain, and fight.
I need to vent. And I don't have anyone to vent to because I am an adult that doesn't really like have anyone to fucking talk to. And I shouldn't vent on the interwebs, but I can't take this. Yes, I could talk to my sister, my baby sister, but I don't want to do that, okay? I've already told her. I am so tired of being a 30-something-year-old person that feels like a fucking failure. I currently am roommating in a fucking house. And I usually don't put my business out there, but I kind of want to just put this out there for anyone that feels like crap too. I am a 30-something-year-old person that is renting out a room. I work full time. And I gotta work, and I have to live with people that are old enough to be my parents, right? I cannot move back with my mother. And I envy the people that are able to live with their parents and go back to their parents and start over. Like, I gotta be stuck in a house with fucking people I don't like. Y'all, I'm trying my damnedest to not cuss somebody out that's old, that could be old enough to be my mother, that could be old enough to be an auntie to me, that could be old enough to be a father to me. But I'm so fucking fed up. Like, I'm really fucking fed up right now. Some days I think to myself, what the fuck did I do? Where the fuck did I go wrong? You know, I'm thinking to myself, I've worked hard. I've always kept a job. You know, I try to work my way up into certain companies, and it's just nothing never worked. And I want to be like, I just want to pursue something creative. But I live in a world where I'm working a 9 to 5. I really do hate this shit. And I'm trying to figure out how are y'all pivoting in your lives? Like, what are we fucking doing? Can we just say fuck it and create our own economy? What are we doing? What are we doing, 30-somethings and some older Gen Zers? What are we doing? Because I'm about to lose my damn mind with some of these Gen Xers and some of these goddamn boomers.
Today is December 20th, 2025, and this is your update on the economy. The United States has lost 58,000 manufacturing jobs so far. That does not include the Coca-Cola bottling plant in Hawaii closing or the Pepsi bottling plant just announced closing in Central Florida. That was a 60-year-old plant, a $300 million plant closing in Central Florida. Unemployment is the highest since the COVID pandemic. We are set to lose $70 billion in tourism alone just in 2025, and you can multiply that by another 3. We are set to lose about $45 billion in agriculture alone just in 2025. Yesterday, we attacked Syria. You heard me correctly. That is going to cost us billions of dollars, just like when we attacked Iran. The U.S. military just did its largest budget increase again ever. It's almost $1 trillion. The Pentagon moved $2 billion last week to the Department of Homeland Security, despite the fact that the Department of Homeland Security already had a record-breaking $175 billion budget. The price of the White House ballroom is now up to $400 million. The Affordable Care Tax credits were cut. You heard me correctly. Now we have no social programs for taxpayers. We have no safety nets for taxpayers. $1 trillion is going to be cut off in Medicaid alone, starting now. Medicare increases have gone up because of our large national deficit, which just hit $39 trillion. The economy in the United States is in extremely dangerous territory. According to Moody's top economist, 23 states are already in a recession. 11 more states are on the brink of recession. Hi, my name's Christina. I have a master's degree in business. Please do the best that you can to do a written budget. Plan your expenses ahead of time. Shop your expenses and cancel things you don't need. The layoffs are catastrophic and they're going to be worse for 2026.
Many aren't giving up because they want to. They're giving up because the goalposts keep moving, because saving feels impossible, because owning a home feels like a fantasy, because even basic stability now feels out of reach. And the scariest part, this isn't a small group of people, it's millions. This is what struggle looks like in real time. Not headlines, not statistics. Real people trying to survive in an economy that keeps demanding more while giving less. So when you hear these voices, angry, frustrated, hopeless, understand this. They're not complaining. They're sounding the alarm. If this feels familiar, you're not alone. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to the channel. If you are yet to, turn on the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video, and leave a comment below. Your thoughts are well appreciated. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.